Wi-Fi off my phone will lag really bad. So, hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I had this straight, now it's messed up. All right, I'm gonna say this. How many people do we have on right now? All right, we got about 63 people on. I want to say this before I say anything. An arrest does not mean that you are guilty of what you have been arrested for. I know this all too well. So honestly, even like reporting on an arrest so quickly after it's happened, I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't know, like a part of me kind of feels like maybe I should wait. So I was like, I'm going to report on it, but I'm going to be sure to say this does not mean that he is guilty. We live in a world where you are innocent until proven guilty. The only thing that we know Josh Duggar to absolutely be guilty of is the things that he has admitted to and the things that his sisters have openly spoke about. So I'm not saying that he is guilty of these allegations. I'm just going to go over what's being put out there, and then I'm going to give my 2 cents and, see what you guys got to say about it. Also, T. Spearsy said, KJ said he would be arrested like 2 years ago. I'm sure she considers this a win. Like, told you guys, Josh was going to be arrested. See, my sources are right. Exactly. I remember when, this was being said that he would be arrested. That was a while back. And I agree. I feel like she's going to look at this as a win. But honestly, this is someone's family, So it would be better if he just lived right and abided by the law and was a decent person. But some people they like other people's pain and sorrow. So all right, I'm gonna go off people. I think this is where this is. I've read so many reports today. I've called around myself. I've looked at things online. I did call the facility where he is being held, and I was told specifically, we do not know any of the information. You are going to have to call. They told me to call the United States Marshals office, which I did do that, and I didn't get an answer. So I was kind of nervous to even be calling. Not sure how I felt about it, but I cover, reality TV news and gossips, and this is reality TV news and gossip. So I felt like all they could tell me is we can't tell you anything. And when I called the facility where he is being held, they did not say that. They just said, we don't know anything. Like, we don't know. You're going to have to call this place to get information. So this says that Josh Duggar has been arrested. The former 19 Kids and County star was arrested by Homeland Security on Thursday. A representative for the U.S. Marshals Service confirms to People Online. Jail records do not indicate what charges he has been arrested and booked on. Representatives for Josh and for TLC did not respond to a request for comment. Josh, who is 33, has faced a lot of controversy since entering the public eye with his family on TLC's reality series 19 Kids and Counting. In mid-May 2015, Josh apologized for his wrongdoings after a 2006 police report revealed that he had been investigated as a teen for inappropriately touching 5 underage girls, 2 of which were his sisters that we know for sure. And I read a report today about a babysitter that he had gotten violent, I think it said, with his babysitter. Months later, in August 2015, reports come out that the oldest Duggar son, Josh, appeared to have had active accounts on Ashley Madison, which is a website created to facilitate cheating on your spouse. Josh did confess to having a problem with pornography and cheating on his wife, Anna. In an apologetic statement on the Duggar family website, he said, I have been the biggest hypocrite ever. While espousing faith and family values, I've secretly, over the last several years, been viewing pornography on the internet, and this became a secret addiction, and I've become unfaithful to my wife. I am so ashamed of the double life that I have been living, and I'm grieving for the hurt. And let me start over. That I've been living and am grieved for the hurt, pain, and disgrace my sins has caused my wife and family, and most of all, Jesus, and all those who profess faith to him. Most recently, Josh faced a real estate lawsuit in 2019. In September of that year, it was reported that a 3-day jury trial has been set for Josh, who is accused of fraud and is being sued for a quiet title and breaching a contract, according to court records. I don't know if this has to do with that. So this is a real estate lawsuit. Um, Back in 2019, he was accused of fraud and being sued for a quiet title and breaching a contract. Josh's place of employment, a Arkansas car dealership, was also previously raided by Homeland Security as part of an ongoing federal investigation. Back in November 2019, authorities told their local news station that it was a federal investigation, but they didn't give any more details outside of that, and it was unclear whether or not Josh was the focus of the investigation. That was not known. Various outlets had previously reported that Homeland Security had raided the Duggar family home as well, but they denied those claims. They put out a statement saying, "We are shocked to see a news report today stated that our home was raided by federal law enforcement agencies." This is not true. To the best of our knowledge, it is also not true that any member of our family is the target of any investigation of any kind. A representative for the family said that on their social media page, I think is where they put that. His arrest comes just a few days after he and Anna reported or announced that they are having their 7th child, a baby girl. So there's all of that. I'm going to look up Homeland Security again. I looked it up earlier and go over that. And then I'll just kind of get in the comments. Okay. Homeland Security is an American national security term for the national effort to ensure a homeland that is safe, secure, and resilient against terrorism and other hazards where American interests, aspirations, and ways of life can thrive. Now, I just need to know what they actually cover. Like, what do they do? I posted this, you guys, funny story. I was in Waxy's chat earlier, True Ball of Wax, and she was talking about this as well. And I went and I found like what all they cover, and I posted it in the chat, and people started thinking that's what he was charged with. So Waxy was like reading it, and it was all these things. Homeland Security is not constrained to terrorist incidents. Terrorism are violent criminal acts committed by individuals and our groups to further. No, what was it? I want to try to find what I found earlier, because I actually found what they actually. Did you already post it, T-Spiracy? Great. I wish I could. I'm going to go see if I can find your, so I can read it. But I posted it in there. Yeah, okay. So terrorism, national security threats, narcotics, smuggling, transnational gang activity, child exploitation, human smuggling, trafficking, money laundering, and weapons. Is that it, T-Spiracy? Okay, so I personally, I'm wondering if it has something to do with money. If it's related to money, we know he had the car dealership that was shut down. From what I understand, they like confiscated his computers, his files, everything that he had at that dealership. And maybe they've been going through all of that since then, and they have finally gotten a case strong enough, because from what I understand, when you are arrested by a federal agency, it's pretty much they have investigated you long enough to know that they have a solid case and they're not going to let anything slip through the cracks. So maybe they took something from that. TMZ said FBI involvement. FBI was involved with the raid of Jarrett's Subway guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. They were. Um, well, you know, I was confused by this at first, but federal agents, right? So that's what I kept reading, federal agents, federal agents, federal agents. So I thought FBI, FBI, FBI. But Homeland Security is federal agents. So it could definitely be agents from Homeland Security because they are considered, or the U.S. Marshal. Yeah, the U.S. Marshal is considered federal agents. So, you know, maybe, yeah. I'm going to go with maybe it's money. I feel bad for everyone involved. You know, once again, I have to reiterate, I'm not saying he's guilty of anything. This is just what's going on right now. He has court. He has arraignment scheduled for tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. He will go in front of the judge. Now, I read some reports. This is what I read. That the family knew this was coming. That they were aware that he was going to be arrested and that they had been preparing for this. This is strictly something that I saw. I only saw this on like one thing, and I was trying to find like someone else to verify this, and it would make sense. Heather says, thank you for your time researching and sharing these people's dumpster fire lives. So I don't have to. You are more than welcome. It gives me great honor to do this. I love it, you guys. Yes, tomorrow I definitely think we're going to find out exactly what's going on. I heard that the court date will be over Zoom tomorrow, from what I understand. I will be seeing what I can find out. You know, I don't know if this is going to be like the lawsuit that I was covering before, where when they had their like one court date where you could be on the phone call with them. I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but I did call the facility where he's being held, and they told me they had no information. I would have to call the United States Marshals office. I called them, but it was after business hours. I did not get an answer, so I will call back tomorrow. I will also be on standby waiting for anything to come out as far as what happens in court. 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time, he will go before the judge. Now, like I said, I heard that the family was aware that he was going to be arrested and that they had been preparing for this and praying with Josh and over Josh in the past few weeks. I cannot say that with 100% certainty if that is actually the case, but it would make sense because when you think of this, okay, everybody has been wondering why have the Duggars kind of stepped back a little bit. You know, the Duggars usually announce everything. Courting, engagements, weddings, everything is very out there. But here lately, I mean, even down to Anna's announcement for baby number 7, it seems like it was planned. Like she held off as long as possible and then released that information right before his arrest. You know what I'm saying? So could this be the reason why the Duggars have kind of went into hiding just a little bit? So, you know, not to say they went into hiding because they're still out there. They're still, I mean, Justin and Claire, they did do a little video the other day for their fans that they put out, but they're not announcing things the way they used to. They're not announcing courting. They're not announcing engagements, weddings, or, you know. And then Anna, she is, I mean, when is she due? I don't remember, but she's a couple months far along. And usually they've already would have announced that she was pregnant, but she didn't. She held off for a little bit until literally days before his arrest happened. So I'm thinking possibly they knew that this was going to happen. You can... I also did hear that while he has not went before the judge yet, that'll happen tomorrow. A lot of outlets are saying, you know, he's being held without bond, but, you don't get a bond until you either go before a judge or a judge gives you a bond. Um, um, I was given a bond without going before the judge. So I know that it can happen. I was given a bond over the weekend where the judge was not even there, you know. And for everyone that's new to my channel that's going to say, girl, you was arrested? You don't look like you would get arrested. I was falsely arrested. Everything was dropped. It was dismissed. It was a bad misunderstanding. Just put that out there. But, and from what I know too, the girl that was arrested at the same time as me, her mom just called the judge, and you know, the judge called the jail, got the charges, and gave a bond. But I did hear that he will be held, that he is not going to get a bond. That's what I heard. That's what I read. That's what a source told me, that he would not be getting a bond, that he will be held without bond. Jennifer, anyone coming in asking why did he get arrested, we do not know yet. Those, you know, this is very strange. It doesn't happen. I've never heard of it happening where someone is arrested and their charges are unknown. Usually when someone, exactly, never carry chalk or a dental pick. I did hear that a dental pick that was found in my console was called paraphernalia, so don't do that either. But I did hear that what did I hear? I forgot. All right, go over this again. He was picked up today. He was arrested by Homeland Security around 1:15 today. He is in a Arkansas jail, and he will go to court tomorrow. Nothing online is given any information as to what his charges are. Even when he was booked, nothing. A lot of people are commenting on his mugshot. His eyes look very heavy, either like he has like a little smirk on his face. I don't know, his mugshot just looks awkward to me, because I know when I was arrested, I was literally crying. I was not looking good, but he has like a little smirk on his face. He looks like he may either be tired or maybe under the influence of something, the way his eyes are setting heavy. And a lot of people are commenting on that, and then it leads you to, you know, wonder. It leads you to think, maybe drugs. Could it possibly be drugs? You know, I think before we all would have said, definitely not drugs. There's no way any of the Duggars are going to get, you know, busted with drugs. But funny thing is Josh Duggar lived a complete double life for years. For years, he, you know, was preaching how to live a godly life while actively cheating on his wife with, you know, I guess we'll call them prostitutes. I mean, he was using the Ashley Madison website, and he had this past of things that he done to, you know, siblings. So he had a double life. Someone, the very opposite of who he appeared to be, and what he appeared to stand for. So I'm not going to rule anything out at this point, just because we were already so confused when you know what I'm saying? Like, when we found out the things that he did do, we were like, whoa, what? He's a Duggar. They don't do, you know. So I don't know, you guys. That's the only information we have right now. But all of these, well, not all of them, but a lot of these websites are saying that he has been held without bond. But I think that is more or less because his court date is tomorrow, so they're just waiting until he goes to court for that. Now, I always go to the Ashley, and I actually haven't read hers. Let's see. It says Josh Duggar is behind bars. The disgraced former 19 Kids and County star and oldest son of Jim Bob and Michelle was arrested on Thursday by federal agents. He is currently being held in an Arkansas detention center without bail. TMZ broke the news, which came as a shock, as Josh currently has no pending legal cases against him, except for a civil case that is currently pending for real estate fraud. So, like I said earlier, he does have a pending case, but it's civil and it's for real estate fraud. However, Homeland Security raided the car dealership that Josh was working at back in 2019. No charges were ever filed against him or anyone connected to the lot, but maybe this is coming from that, so who knows? Josh is the first in the Duggar family to be arrested, and he delivered a relatively happy mugshot for someone who just got tossed in the clink by the feds. He is seen smirking in his mugshot posted by TMZ, and he is. At press time, Josh's name is on the Washington County detainee list. The arresting agency is listed as the U.S. Marshal. He was booked into the jail on Thursday at 1:14 p.m. No charges are listed, but the records indicate that he is being held for another department. Interestingly, Josh's address that is listed on his booking details is not the warehouse home that he and his family live in. Instead, his address is the home that Josh's dad, Jim Bob, owns. The house, which features massive holes in the floor and a creepy indoor pool filled with frogs and spiders, which was featured on an episode of Counting On back in 2017. To the Ashley's knowledge, Josh or anyone else in the family has never lived there. So why? I did see where this was posted. If you're posting anything with the address, maybe don't do that, because I don't want anyone to get in trouble for doxing. But there is a mugshot, and there is this thing that's posted that has an address. It's not the address where he lives, but it is one of Jim Bob's homes that he owns. Josh's arrest comes just days after he and his wife Anna announced that she is pregnant with the couple's 7th child. The baby girl will join their 6 other kids this fall. When she was questioned by a fan on how Josh could afford to support their kids, Anna called him a diligent worker who provides well for their family. And this right here just goes over his past troubles, his past scandals, the situation where he molested his sisters, the Ashley Madison. Anna and the rest of the family have yet to speak on Josh's arrest. In 2019, when rumors of Homeland Security raid hit the internet, the family denied that their home was raided. However, Homeland Security spokesperson Brian Cox clarified to KNWA that a Duggar business was visited and under investigation, but not the family's home. Do we remember who started that rumor that their home was raided? Because that didn't happen. But their business was, in fact, raided. Josh is listed as the contact for the business, which is the car dealership, but not listed as the owner. When the HSI spokesperson, Brian Cox, spoke to a local media outlet, he said, "I do not dispute the information you've obtained. This is the location that we were at. I can't speak to the status of any ongoing investigation, but I do not dispute that we were present at the specific address." That was back in 2019 when they raided the car dealership. At this time, it is unknown if Josh's arrest has anything to do with that investigation from 2019. Arkansas KNWA reports that according to the U.S. Chief Magistrate Judge Courtroom Deputy for the U.S. District Court, Western District of Arkansas, Duggar will go before the judge 11 a.m. Friday, April 30th. And the Ashley will update when more information becomes available. Oh, here it goes. Update. According to a source from The Sun, the Duggar family has known that Josh's arrest was coming. The family has known that for weeks that this will be coming, and Josh has been preparing himself. The Duggars are praying together for Josh and Anna, who is standing by her husband as she always has. Family members are extremely concerned by what is happening, and they just want to find out the truth. The source stated that the Duggars will soon be commenting on Josh's arrest. They know that this will put them in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons and are stunned that they are having to go through this again. The family will be speaking out shortly and hope this in many ways will bring them closer together and even closer to God. So I did hear from someone that there would be a public statement put out tomorrow. But when I asked back, would that be from the family or would that be from like uh, officials, like federal officials or like the police department? From that, they didn't respond back before I could get on here. So when I find out more, I'll let you guys know. But something's going to come out tomorrow morning. I think they said around 9 in the morning that something would come out. When I find out for sure, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, so I did get the kiddos to bed. They may be still halfway awake, but Brew Bear, I think you are right. The Homeland Security, they do arrest people for human trafficking, I do believe. They're literally using without bail bond for sensual reasons, and they don't understand the law. He is being held for arraignment, which they will then determine bail. Yeah, True Ball of Wax, that's the thing, is like, he goes to court tomorrow. He was just arrested today. He will go in front of a judge tomorrow. I think if he was arrested on a Friday, it could be a chance that he may get, a bail set before he sees a judge on that Monday. But he's going to court tomorrow, so he's not going to have a bond set until he goes before that judge tomorrow. But yeah, several media outlets are saying, being held with no bond. That's because a bond hasn't been set. It wasn't like he was, they refused to set a bond, because when you get arrested, sometimes they will say you're going to be held without bond. A lot of times, like if you are on probation and you get arrested, you will be put on a probation hold. Now, I did hear that he would be put on a hold, a federal hold, or something to that effect. But I guess that would be tomorrow after he sees the judge, that a judge would place that on him. We'll see what happens. I'm speaking to someone that knows a little bit of information, and they have given me that information. Let's see. He is in Washington County, correct? Am I saying that correctly? I think so. He is in a jail in Arkansas. All right, now we'll just kind of talk. That's all the information I have right now. Hey, TT, my PayPal don't work anymore. I just saw that you posted that. My PayPal, something happened and it doesn't work anymore. So if anybody would like to donate, I now use Cash App. Autumn Lane, they have not released his charges. To me, I feel like if they are not releasing his charges, if that information is not being put out there, it kind of makes me wonder what's going on. It may not be anything small if the charges are not being released. Thanks for doing a live stream on this. Do you think you might do one tomorrow on this topic, or a live stream in general? Sending love. Yes, Shar. Normally by this time I'm exhausted, and I am. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm very tired. We had to take Kennedy to the doctor today. I've been up since really early, and I'm exhausted, but I was like, I have to do this. I will go live tomorrow as well. I will go live maybe around 12:30 or 1 o'clock as soon as I get all the information about what's going to happen tomorrow after he goes before the judge. I will hop on here and I'll let you guys know. I will put that up. Candy, oh God, that's not the right one either, Candy. I changed it. I changed it, Candy. I put it in our the chat that me, you, and Cece, our old mod chat. I put it in there, and I put it in the new one. But I think that was when you were doing the birthday party stuff, so I don't think you've seen it. But I changed it just because it was so close to my real information. I wanted to put it back to, I wanted to change it to something with this name, Elle Bee. What do you think his charges are? I personally think that his charges may be money related. I'm leaning towards the side of maybe they got something from when they raided the car dealership. I'm so sorry, Candy, that I didn't send it again today. I feel bad because I was like, Candy, I wasn't yelling at you. I promise you know I love you. Right. I think the reason someone said child trafficking is because Homeland Security does cover that. Uh, my good friend Yalisha, who is my real life good friend, my real life bestie, she says maybe fraud or money related. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think probably what happened was when they raided the house. I mean when they raided the car dealership. I think they probably found something there because, from what I understand, they took everything from there. They took his computers, his files. They possibly found something going on there. So that's what I think it was. Sure, I think Cash App is pretty secure. I have family that use just Cash App, so tax evasion, money laundering, possibly. Madison King, did we have any indication of this going down recently? No. Nobody has spoken about a possible arrest in a while. Now, about a year ago, there was another creator who was saying, any day now, Jim Bob and Josh, they're going to be arrested. The feds are closing in. They're about to arrest them. But that was like a year ago. And that creator was saying that it would be uh, related to child porn. Do you guys remember that? Because she was like, "It's pictures, you guys. It's pictures of kids." So that's what another creator said. That was like a year ago. So I wouldn't say that that was anything recent. Recently, I had not heard anything about this. Investigations take so long, and that's probably what it is. I think sometimes when creators get news that's not out there yet, they so badly want to jump on it and put it out there. So that very well could be it. When that creator was getting the information, she was just saying that it was coming, because she was like, any day now it's going to happen, any day now it's going to happen, and it wasn't happening. So maybe she was on to something, but it took a lot more time than what she thought that it would take. T-Spiracy, let me just say, I watched your video today and it's hilarious. Your video that you put out today is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I think that the prosecutor, whoever involved, is being smart and not releasing everything and working behind the scenes to get everything together for a solid case. I think you're right. Absolutely, a broken clock is right twice a day, 100%. So, yeah, I'm going to lean more towards the money side. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I'm going to say innocent until proven guilty when it comes to this, because we don't know. But we can say he is guilty on the things that he has admitted to and the things that, his victims have admitted to. And we know all about the Ashley Madison. We know he had an addiction to pornography, I do hate it for those children. I hate it for the children. Hey, Elle Bee, you look beautiful tonight, sweetie. I hope they didn't find certain pictures on his computer. His poor kids. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. I agree, because they did take the computers, from what I'm understanding. Anything at at the car dealership, it was my understanding that they confiscated that, and he had an addiction to pornography. So it very well could have been, I mean, really, when you think of somebody with an addiction, they're at work behind a desk in front of a computer all day. Do you think they're not? U.S. Marshals and Homeland Security are involved in sex trafficking issues, and for offenders that are extremely violent, you can Google it. I'm speaking from experience as the daughter of an undercover lieutenant detective for many years and a mother who worked as an administrative assistant for a detective for 20 years. He's skeezer. 100% skeezer. I'm wondering if he has any other addictions, possibly. Just his eyes were like pinpoint. And I get that a lot of times too. People's like, your pupils are pinpoint. But I do have two big lights shining directly in my face. So I think I was actually showing Sean his I showed Sean his mugshot. And I said, look at how tiny his pupils are. And he said, well, the flash from the camera. And I said, when, like, have you ever got a mugshot picture taken? Because when they took mine, there wasn't a flashing camera. It didn't flash. It was just, I had no idea when they even took it. Like, I stood there, but it wasn't like 1, 2, 3, and a flash, So I was like, I don't think the camera flashed. And he was like, well, maybe the lights from the room. So we done a little experiment, did you see if your pupils would be this tiny just in a room with a normal light, and they weren't, they kind of gotten back a little bit bigger. But mine are always usually tiny in front of the lights because I have two big lights pointing at me right now. But his pupils were little. His eyes were like, I don't know, heavy, I don't think she'll leave him. From what I am understanding, she has chosen to stay beside him even through this. They have been praying about it, and she's standing by her man. She takes stand by your man to a whole new level, right? Yeah, his smirk is very weird. The charge is probably drugs and alcohol and form and sex with minors. I just hope whatever it is, like I'm very confused that it was not put out there. I've never seen someone be arrested and the charges not be public. Has anybody ever heard of that? Even celebrities, like normally when you're arrested, your charges are posted. So his charges are not posted at the place anywhere. And when I called the place and I said, hey, I'm just trying to see if I can get any information on Josh Duggar and what his charges may be. The guy said, what's his name? And I said, Josh Duggar. And he goes, Duggar. Like, he didn't even know who I was talking about. And he's like, oh, no, we don't have any information on him. You're going to have to call what did he tell me? Oh, the United States Marshals office. And I was like, you possibly got a number for them? He's like, yes, ma'am, right here. And he gave me the number. So the guy clearly wasn't familiar with who Josh Duggar is. And even in their system, it only says that United States Marshal has the information. So to me, it's very strange. Right, that's true. The sun is not always reputable. I usually never go directly off the sun. Like sometimes the sun I will see a story there, but then I'll go check other places to see if there's like 3 or 4 stories that are identical, then I'm usually like, okay, this is what's being reported. And that's what I usually will always say, like, this is what's being reported. I wonder if JB will hire an actual attorney for Josh or just a spiritual advisor who happens to have a JD. I think he's going to need an attorney for this. She endangers her children by allowing them to be exposed to him, period, says Susie Rose. The Duggars need to tough love this guy. 3 strikes. Either that or they were interrogating him and he had been up for a long time. Who knows? Maybe that's why they announced everything when they did, because they were expecting something to happen. That is from my understanding. Okay, so, and I also saw where it was said that was possibly why they got rid of their home and moved in on the Duggars' property, because they knew that this was going to happen. And it would put Anna there close to her in-laws where she would have some help. That was just what I was told. It does make sense, though. It makes sense that they knew this was coming, because it seems like maybe they did kind of prep for it a little bit. She moved right up on top of mom and daddy, mother and daddy-in-law They kind of retreated a little bit, stopped being so public with everything, and then she announced the pregnancy not when she found out, but she waited till right before he was arrested. So, yeah, from what I understand, CPS is not involved in this in any way. I've not heard or seen any reports that CPS have anything to do with this. Megan, we don't know why he's been arrested. That's the kicker here is that he's been arrested by United States Marshals, and we don't know why. Yeah, he's supposed to be seen tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time, so it will be about, let's see, about 23 hours, no, about 22 hours after his arrest. Right. Maybe Salts can take Josh and push the Duggars to look into someone else that loved to bash the Duggars. Aloha just jumped in. Did the Duggar fam put out any statement or his wife? Not yet. Not yet. The Duggars have not said anything. Outlets have reached out to them, but they haven't said anything. Now, I did have a source before I got on here who said, she just texted me and said, before I got on here, that she said they're going to make a statement tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. And I was like, who's going to make a statement? The family or like, uh, you know, the police or like the feds? Like, who's going to make the statement? And I didn't get that response back. So, from what I'm hearing, uh, someone will make a statement tomorrow, and then he goes before the judge tomorrow at 11. And thank you so much for the super chat. Right. It's not like he wasn't arrested by the local police, so this has to be something big. Meow now. Yep. The statement will be, we are shocked and saddened. We support and love him and will pray. We are all sinners. Sounds like a good statement for them to put out. Wonder if it's sealed because they are also looking into other people. That could be that I guess it's possible. They won't post his charges until he is arraigned. Well, I've never heard of that before, though. I mean, where I live, you get arrested, it's announced the next day with your charges. Like, and it's only the next day because that's how quickly they can get it into the paper on the radio. Literally the next day, early morning, you're on the radio and you're all over the newspaper and in Facebook. But if you can get online or you can call, that's why I called, because I know here I can literally hear like, hey, did you hear so and so got arrested? And I can call them and say, hey, do y'all have so and so in y'all's facility? And they'll say, yep, we do. And I can say, what's the charges? Blah 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 blah, and they'll read off the charges. And I can even say, has a bond been set? Not yet. Or yep, bond's this much. I mean, you could literally, the second someone's arrested, you can usually find out the information for why they've been arrested. You have to see a judge within 72 hours of being in Fed custody. Think anyone will buy Ginger's book now? I kind of want to. I wanted to then, and I kind of still want to now. It will all be released with the arrest affidavit. So I will be going live tomorrow around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. As soon as everything comes out and I have all that information, I will hop on here and I'll let you guys know. So we have 950 people in the chat tonight. So if you guys are not busy tomorrow and you are just as eager to find out what's going on and what's going to happen, just come back tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you have your post notifications on so you're notified of when I go live tomorrow, because I will put all that information out as soon as I have it, and I will be speaking to the source that I have to see if I can get any other information. I'm going to stay on for just a few more minutes and read a few more comments in the chat. Yes, also 966 people in here. Let's see if we can get the thumbs up a little bit more. We got about 235. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It'll really help me out. If you guys are gonna guess, what would you guys think the arrest is for? Money, human trafficking. Let's see, what are all the possibilities? Money laundering, tax fraud. What all is there? You guys, child stuff. Jim Bob cannot buy this away. Not at all. Sex trafficking ring. Oh, wow. That would be terrible for his family. Like, his kid. This is already going to be bad for his children. So if it's something like that, I'm kind of like Waxy. If this is something like trafficking, I'm going to be bothered. I'm like really going to be bothered by it. So still not to say that he would be guilty of it, you know, because he's just being charged. When he's found guilty, then I'll say he's found guilty. Trafficking first and foremost, but maybe financials. I'm going to read some of these, what you guys are saying. Multiple, something sexual, something to do with children. Thank you, Shar. Human trafficking. I think it's sexual, something that already went down with the car lot. Christy Clark. Hey, Christy. Are you Christy Clark? Are you that Christy Clark? Or a different Christy Clark? If you're that Christy Clark, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Something sexual. Multiple. My guess, with no info whatsoever, is that he hooked up with an underage girl who came from another state. Trafficking. Okay. Embezzlement. Tax. Pornography. Human trafficking. They took his computers. That they did. Hate to say it, but I think it's human trafficking. There's been a lot of U.S. Marshals arrests for that lately. I'm scared no one in Anna's life will tell her to leave. Actually, her family has, from what I'm understanding. From what I understand, Anna's family actually encouraged her to leave Josh back when the Ashley Madison stuff went down. Even one of her brothers, and Waxy, if you're still in here, let me know, but Waxy said earlier that even one of her brothers, like, offered to help take care of her. You know, offered to, like, leave him, come here, and I'll take care of you and the kids. And she wouldn't. So, from what I understand, her family has wanted her to leave, but she just doesn't. I read an article that he was supposedly fraud charge. I haven't seen anything. Let me see if there's anything updated, but I really don't think we're going to find anything else out tomorrow. But I will do one more quick search to make sure nothing's come back out. I'm sorry that this was 3 hours. 6 hours. I don't see anything. 3 hours. I don't think we're really going to know because, like I said, when I called, they didn't know. They had no information. Let's see. He will make an appearance for a federal court, though the charges have yet to be revealed. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find out anything until tomorrow, but I'll jump right on here as soon as everything comes out to let you guys know. Kelly Clausen says child porn. If the U.S. Marshal picked him up. Oh, I lost that one. Yeah. He is listed on Washington County for a hold from other department. His mugshot is there too. And the other department is United States Marshal, U.S. Marshal. So, yeah. A car for sex. Holy, could you imagine that, you guys? Could you imagine if we were to find out, and this is just a thing, I've never heard anything to make me think this, but that would be wild if we found out that Josh was like, giving pretty females like cars in exchange for sex or something. That would it be shocking? No, unfortunately. Probably money laundering, but I bet it has to do with state line crossing, trafficking. Trafficking. She's just popping out babies. She is. They don't believe in birth control. So he was booked 429 at 114. Yeah, her oldest brother offered for her to move. She's had 3 more kids since the scandal. Yep. It's definitely more than tax evasion or money laundering. That would have came out immediately. It's something big. You could very well be right. I'm wondering why we don't know. Her brother did say, I want that pig out of my family when the Ashley Madison scandal came out. Jess R., this isn't, I mean, he got arrested today. So that's not old. He was arrested today. And of course, everything is going to be brought back up when he's arrested today. Unfortunately, you get arrested by United States Marshals, federal agents. People's going to talk about it. I cover reality TV news and gossip. I cover the Duggars on a regular basis, so this is definitely something I would cover. Maybe he's being charged from when he was a teen. But wouldn't that just be like the regular police, like his local police? Like if he was going to be charged for what happened way back then, I don't know if there's a statute of limitation on that. Possibly. But I would still think that maybe his local police would just handle that. Maybe. It's sad also that the parents support Josh so much after all this, but not Jill and Derek for straying from the strict rules they grew up with. He sees a judge tomorrow at 11, so we should know what he's charged with then, right? Yeah, we should. And I'll come on here and let you guys know. But it is 10:12, and I have been on for almost an hour, which I can do long lives. I love to do long live streams, you guys. But a lot of times, people have a hard time watching a replay on a long live stream, and I understand that. I also think I'm going to try to record another video really quick because I just saw some more interesting news on the Ashley. Let me see what this is. Ronnie Ortiz Magro's girlfriend, Sapphire, reportedly made the 911 call that led to Jersey Shore star's recent arrest. I think I'm going to go off, come back on and do a quick live about that. Do you guys want me to do a live about that? Or do you guys want me to just pre-record? Let me know. I know a lot of people need to go to bed, and honestly, I need to go to bed too. Really, it's 10:12. I probably need to go to bed. But if you guys want me to do that live, I'll do it. But I'm probably going to try to keep it pretty quick. I'll have to check with my mods too because, I don't want to put too much strain on my mods. Okay. Live, pre-record live. I am in Central Time Zone, so 12:30 Central Time tomorrow. All right, I'm going to hop off, check in with my moderators really quick, and if I go live, just make sure your post notifications are on so you will get notified. Because if I am, I'm going to do it kind of quickly so everybody can hopefully go to bed before midnight tonight. All right, on your way out, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up and come back if I am coming back as well. If not, check for the recorded video sometime tomorrow. Bye, everyone.